everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a cheap art supplies challenge because I found something really good at the Dollar Tree. This pack right here. I don't even know exactly what it is, but it says it's brush pens and you get 4 of them in red, yellow, green, and blue. As far as instructions for these markers, not a lot of detail. I've never tried them, so let's see what's inside. There we go, there are the 4 markers. All right, so we'll start with yellow. So it has not a super fine tip nib, but, oh, and it's not soft. But a nice color, very vibrant color. But definitely not like, well, maybe if you really kind of work it, you can get it to be a little, it's a very stiff brush. And then we have green. Oh, this one's a much finer nib. Check out the difference. Can you see the difference? So I don't know if this one's malfunctioned or what, but this one definitely is, I would say it's a brush nib there. Let's see if red has a nice one. Red is kind of like yellow. Yeah, not super fine point. And let's see, blue. Blue is a nice fine tip. So there seems to be 2 fine tips and 2 more like a bullet nib. But all 4 colors are very true to their stated colors, very bright. Let's see what happens when you blend some of them together. Not much. You can get it darker, but you can't smear them. There's a little bit of blending with the yellow and red, but not much. There is a lot, I will say though, there is a lot of juice inside of these 4 markers. The first thing I did was to make some really intensive swatches of the base colors and then crossover colors so I could have them as reference. So I did little squares and colored those squares in and then colored over those squares so I could see what the colors were, and it was pretty limiting. So most of the time you could either get an orange and then variations of black. Options for this piece were very limited. There was no way to blend these out or fade them out. You just had these 4 colors and kind of little side hub of colors, but that was it. I thought this is not going to be a very exciting picture. That's when I got the idea. I would do one general silhouette and then background it with the 4 different colors. Still not thinking it would be very exciting, but at least it was something. I ultimately decided to go with a tree because I thought if I do that, maybe I could have each color represent a different season and then have this as a seasonal tree. My goal with this challenge was first just to push myself to try a art supply that maybe wasn't the best quality, or definitely something that I hadn't used before, and to make a piece that would be something I wouldn't be ashamed of framing or hanging on the wall. So I sketched out my tree and then began to add in the background color, which I realized after putting in the green that the green immediately erases out any pencil marks. So I thought I can't just fill in all the background colors and then put in the tree. I'm gonna have to kind of do each square individually, which is a little bit challenging. So I did the green square, and then with the green I used the red. It gave a really nice kind of darkish brown and black color to the tree. Again, the fine tip points on these brushes are not that fine tip pointed, so getting those really intricate fine little twigs and things like that was not going to be too much of an option. The green represents the spring category, so then I moved into the red, which is going to represent summer. For that I used yellow to outline the tree, and I was hoping to get a little bit of a darker orange, but not so much. It kind of was this very, very pale light. It made it almost glow, and I thought maybe it would work with it. So I left it alone for there and then moved on to the yellow square, which is the autumn or fall square. And I used the blue to outline the tree in that one. And then after I finished the autumn square, I moved down to the winter tree, which was the blue, which at first I thought I wouldn't like at all, but when the piece got done, I ended up liking the blue square a lot. With the blue, I used the green to outline the tree, And it all looked really good except for the summer part, because all of the tree was this nice dark color, and then you have this kind of highlighted color for the summer square. And so I decided to go back over it with a darker color and just outline the branches. So I had all the branches, and it was time for me to put in the leaves. So in the spring tree, I put just very minimal, very tiny leaves out, so it looks like the tree is just beginning to get leaves. On the summer, I put a lot of leaves in pretty good clusters and bunches, and then sparsed it out a little bit with the fall leaves, starting off with dark and then adding in the red, so it looks like the changing of colors. And then moving down to the winter tree, added maybe just 1 or 2 leaves, and then ended up taking my white gel pen and going over top of it to add in some snow highlights and some snow falling in the background, which I think ended up looking really cool. A couple other things that I tried to do was to lighten the areas. You saw earlier, I took some baby wipes and tried to see if that could pull up some of the color. And the thing that I found was it did pull up a little bit. At risk of wrecking the paper, I did end up using some really nice quality paper. Otherwise, it would have totally just eaten the paper up. But I find that as you let the markers sit, that they begin to continuously bleed and mix with each other, even after they're dry. So it was really super fun as the next morning when I got up, I began to look at the summer side, and all the colors that I had put into the tree began to bleed up. So the yellows that I had put for the initial trunk of the tree kind of cast this glow around the tree. It was really cool. And then I used the green to outline the tree, and that pulled forward. And the leaves I did in blue, and you can see the blue ink kind of pushes through the red ink in areas, which gives it this really cool color effect. It's really fun. It was fun to push myself to do a style of art that I normally don't do. So this is kind of, I'd say, more of a modern art. If you enjoyed this video and maybe would like to create one of your own, I would love to see pictures of it. If you're having problems with the tree and would like some extra help on how to draw trees, I have actually several videos on drawing trees, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.